Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. Is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief APGAINS. Something just came across my desk, and multiple $50,000 plus spenders who I know, not personally in real life, but you can say people if you're friends on Xbox or PlayStation, or you just happen to be in a couple of Discord servers together. So a couple of $50,000 plus spenders are leaving the game. I mean, if Capital Games wants to, address concerns, but they want to favor people who spend money, I feel like these are the people who are listening to. And I asked them, hey man, I respect your decision. You're stepping out of here, leaving your account. What's the reason? Is it Conquest? Is it this, that, or the other? And surprisingly, they said, Conquest was awful and really tedious, but that wasn't the reason I was leaving. They said that, one person actually, I'm not gonna lie, he said Conquest was the reason because he didn't have the time. He's a business owner, and he couldn't put work type out 40-hour work weeks into Conquest, having an actual business and a family support. And I understand that. I think I benefit so much, especially in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, for being a young kid in college, having a decent amount of free time. I don't have a business. I don't have to work full time plus full time school. I can kind of mess around, play some Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So, but I understand that the community that plays Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is quite substantially older people, and I don't mean old people like, you guys are so old, but like people who have lives. They have children. They have jobs. They can't spend a ton of time in Conquest. But only one person said Conquest was the reason that he was actually leaving the game. The three other people, it was only 4 people. I don't want to give their names because they're prominent figures and you guys probably know them. But, the 3 other people just said they don't feel like Capital Games is moving Galaxy of Heroes in a direction that's worth the continued time and monetary investment. That's obviously some sort of, rephrasing, because I tend to only swear on my live streams and not so much in my YouTube videos. So I wanted to keep this nice and PG for you guys. But the general sentiment is that they don't believe that Capital Games is moving the game in a direction that's worth continuing forward. I mean, for 50,000 plus spenders is not the end of the world for Capital Games, because there's thousands of these people who spend this kind of money. But you're seeing content creators start to drop away. You're seeing, if you saw Cubs fan Han's video, he talked to Nem, who's a 100K plus spender. He's going to give it one more update before he decides if he's going to walk away. More and more people are starting to leave, and they're the important people. They're the pay to play people, or the pay to win people. In the past, we've seen lots of people step away who were free to play, and they said, this game has never really been free to play, but the recent changes, whatever they were back in the day, are kind of the line that I cannot cross and I have to step away. But now we're seeing more and more people who've invested like ridiculous amounts of, for some of you guys, $50,000 is not ridiculous. For me, that's a redonka-donk, honky-tonk, badonka-donk amount of money to invest into a game that they enjoy. They're stepping away because they don't see the financial burden being lifted, and also it being worth their time, both staying competitive or having fun or whatever the reasons they may give. And that's kind of I won't say it's a bad sign. Like, I don't know what's going on over at Capital. I mean, they tell us they have a plan, and I am by nature a huge optimist. I get a lot of pushback from you guys for, always believing that the next update is going to be the one that saves us. I can't help my nature being, a pretty big optimist. I always perceive, like what's around the river bend. I don't know why I'm dropping Disney lyrics here. To always be, the grass being greener on the other side of the fence. I'm always in that mindset of, maybe if I just stick out for another update, it'll start to come around. And in the past, we've kind of seen those kind of pan out, mods, relics, stuff like that. Stuff that we were initially very apprehensive to, but ended up being good for the game. I think the problem is the turnaround is so slow with these updates. Like, if they're saying these updates and these game mode changes that make it, kind of hard to play and kind of hard to want to keep playing are going to be better, but they're going to be better in 6 months to a year, it kind of goes back to the argument of like, I do mostly free to play early and mid game stuff. I have the APGAINS approved farming guide, the best farming guide of all time. And I tell people not to rush Galactic Legends because if you're first time playing this game, rushing Galactic Legend takes over a year. And if you're not used to that Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes like year to year grind, you're not going to enjoy the game and you're going to quit and we're going to lose players and, the community is going to shrink rather than grow because, the community has shrunk a lot in the last couple of years. It's kind of a similar situation. If the turnover time is so long, it's going to kind of be hard to keep those players who maybe are like, I want to have fun, but now the one thing that I had fun with is gone and, I'll give it a week, but then I'm not seeing any signs that it's getting any better. And, maybe it will get better in 6 months, but can these players really wait, that 6 months for it to get better? And because I'm an optimist and because I love Star Wars a lot, guys. And there's not a lot of options right now. And I do enjoy Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and more importantly than my enjoyment of the game, because I enjoy the game a lot less. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. But, making YouTube videos and streaming and messing around with you guys on stream and in the chats and in Discord and all that stuff, that's kind of the reason that I'm staying around. It's the community that we've built together. And there's a lot of players who don't have access, whether intentionally or unintentionally, to those communities. They don't have their favorite content creator or their guild that they really love, or there's some like cornerstone anchor piece that they're missing, and these players are going to start to leave. There are a lot of spenders out there who spend a lot of money, who they're collectors, or, they're not really, so maybe they're in these top end guilds, but they're not that involved in the community. Maybe they don't treat it like, a job. They just, they're really passionate about the game and they kind of keep to themselves. And these are the players who are going to start to trickle away, to start, peeling off. And I think as a community, I always find it so cringy when I say that. It's kind of like saying content creator and community. Like, those are words just cringy to me for some reason. But really, it's got to be a community because, a lot of my guildmates are leaving. And I'm sure a lot of your guildmates are leaving. You guys, we have to kind of, if we want the game to be successful, and we honestly believe that the game is going to be better in the future, we have to kind of make these tight-knit communities because, if a couple, let's say there's 10 of us and 4 of us have the brain damage to think that it's going to be better in 6 months and that we can keep going, and we honestly believe that in that time period it's going to be a lot better and there's going to be like a new golden age of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, we have to find a way to convince those other 6 people that it's going to be okay and that we have to make something that's worth staying for. You guys have to be those guildmates who make it worth staying. You guys have to be those, those guys in chat, if you're watching Heinze or Urs or Cubs or Arnold or, whoever it is that you watch, you guys have to be that like driving force if you believe that the game is going to be good in the future. And I personally believe the game is going to be good in the future. So I'm going to do everything in my power to try and be that person, to keep you guys around a little bit longer. So if there's anything you guys think that would be fun, that, while there's this big downslope in fun, how can we make it tolerable until, the big golden age update allegedly comes? So I just want to get this video out here for you guys. Sorry I went on a few minutes too long. I got class in a couple minutes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you want the 10,000 subscriber Slave Leia cosplay on Halloween. As always, I love you, and I'll see you later.